Hi everybody, welcome back to PUBG. Now this is a very, very unexpected video on my behalf. As you all will know, if you've watched any of my PUBG videos, PUBG is one of my favourite games of all time. However, I don't get enough time to play it. I'm not whinging, but you know, when I'm making lots of videos about DayZ and Arma Reforged and all this sort of stuff, PUBG kind of goes to the bottom of the list of things I've got time to do after I've finished obviously my full-time job. However, I wanted to record a video about Arma Reforged and PUBG, how I find Arma Reforged as exciting to play PUBG in 2025 as I found playing PUBG in 2017, 2018 and 2019. Not, you know, they're very different games, but they both got that mil sim feel, and when I get in from work and I've got all the other stuff done and I fancy playing in 2025, I really fancy playing Arma Reforged, and in 2018 I really fancy playing PUBG. So what I needed for that video was some B-roll to play in the background, and I fired up my console, but it needed a 12GB update, so I was like, ugh, with the terrible internet connection we have around here, that wasn't going to be. So I thought, well, I'll tell you what, I don't play PUBG PC. Well, I do play it to test things, but you know, I'm a gamepad person, and recoil on PUBG PC is awful on gamepad. It's really difficult to hit anything. So I thought, you know, well, let's just fly in, let's run around a bit, let's see how much footage I can get, and hopefully that will be enough. And it actually turned into me getting a chicken dinner. Now I can't remember if this is the only PC chicken dinner I've ever got. I think I might have got another one, maybe, but I just can't remember. I'd have to go back and look through some of my older videos. So anyway, I thought, well, why don't I do another one of my chicken dinner strategies and tactics videos, because that's what I use in this video. So the strategy and tactic that I'm using in this video is kind of, it's a bit like, it's D23E. It's a variant on D23E, and D23E is drive to the third circle and play the edge. So what you do is, when you're flying in, and this is really for solo, because I only really play solo PUBG, what you do is when you're flying, you jump from the plane at right angles, so perpendicular to the plane, and you try and go quite a long way out. Ideally, you want to avoid anywhere that's got a name. Ideally, you really want to fly along a road so that when you land, you can get into a car and get further away. And the whole point of this is to be able to loot up and get your kit safely without getting involved in early game gunfights. And the reason for that is one, because I'm not that good at gunfights in PUBG, but also early game gunfights can be very random, because you've got a highly stressed server, because you've got all these people shooting each other, so you may well get some lag. Hit registration might not be the best. Also, if you land somewhere hot, the chances are you're going to get third party by someone else, so you might win the gunfight that you've just engaged in, but that somebody else will have heard you just, you know, are building up, and while you're trying to heal, they'll run up and they'll shoot you in the back. And it's all about playing the numbers game in PUBG, which means that if you can get to the final circle enough times, chances are at some point the topography of the final circle, you know, where it actually is, and the enemies you have in the final circle, and where the final circles actually go, will be in your favour and will mean that you will win. And this may be what happened in this case, because, you know, I don't do anything special at all. And so if you can get yourself, say, to the top 10 of, like, as many games as you can, eventually you're going to be into a situation where, you know, you'll be very unlucky to lose. And I did do a video about how many times it is. I think it's 7. I think after 7 times of getting into the top 10, your chance of winning the next game goes up above 50%. You know, so your chance of winning goes up, but that all relies on you playing in a way that means that you're going to get to the top 10 in the first place, which means not engaging in early game gunfights where you might get killed. Anyway, so as you can see, so I'm looting up in safety. There's nobody around me. And then what we do is, after this, in fact, let's just take that back a little bit so I can pause when we see the map. So there's this vehicle. So I'm pretty good to go. I've got level 2 everything, I think, at this point. I've got the SVD, which is a really good SLR. Right, so there we go. So that's the situation. As you can see, this was the flight here of the aeroplane. I jumped this way. Now, normally what I would have done, I would have gone on this road here and probably gone out to assembly, which would have been very, very safe. However, as I was coming down, I could see that there was nobody around me. I had to place it myself, so I just looted up here. So the next thing to do is to get a vehicle and, excuse me, and then really decide where we want to go. And where we want to go is the quiet side of the circle. So we've got to do something which is quite dangerous, and that is drive all the way across here. And we want to really be somewhere around this quadrant. So we're a long way from the original flight path. We're also away from these named areas. And then we see, where does the circle go next? So if we run this on a bit now. So here we go. So now this is dangerous, because especially in PUBG PC, people are very, very good at firing fully automatic weapons with very little recoil. Not to mention cheaters and things. So what I'm trying to do is I'm keeping waggling, I'm looking at the map, and we're trying to get to the other side of the map fairly safely, hopefully without running into any walls or anything like that. Okay, so we've gone across a long bit of the map now, and we get all the way to here, where I stop. There we go. And have a quick look round. I want to be getting things like, I want to really have sort of 3 or 4 meds. I want to have about 150 rounds ammunition. Grenades, as many grenades, or especially smoke grenades, as possible would always be very, very good, because one of the things that most players don't use enough of in the final circles is smoke grenades. And remember, smoke grenades are instant cover. Right, there we go. Ooh, let's pause. Let's go back a little bit. Can we go back? Let's go back a little bit. There we go. So as you can see, we're here. The circle's going to come in, and it's really a case of trying to stay safe here and waiting to see what the circle does next. So 2 minutes to go, so we can stay here all the time. All I'm doing is I'm just keeping an eye on around. All I was thinking about this point really was the fact that I was getting B-roll footage for this other video. I wasn't really taking anything seriously. Again, looking for people coming in, maybe just to get a lucky shot off on someone. There we go. So now the circle's coming in. I kept getting the buttons wrong. So we're going to, with the vehicle, come in with the blue. I've managed to get a backpack jammer, which is good for staying alive. Hopefully without flipping the car around. This was a bit risky, this. The car could have well flipped. And kind of we're coming in slow. The reason why we're coming in slow is because as we reach the next circle, I really want the timer to have gone, so that we then find out where the next circle is going to be. So I'm not really interested in going somewhere specific in this circle. I really want to know where the next one is, so I can then decide, right, okay, so what's my next move? So as you see, so coming down, here we go. So, ooh, let's pause that again so we can have a look at the map. Come down. Right, there we go. So this is the circle. So what I'm interested in is kind of getting in the safe area as this blue hits here, because when this blue hits here, we will then see the next circle. And the reason why we do this is one of the variants on D23 is D23C. And the idea of D23C is drive to the edge of the third circle and then play the centre. And the variant is that at some point you make a decision that you're going to find somewhere in the middle of the circle. Because if it's in the middle of the circle, the chances are the other circles that come in, you're still going to be safe. And if you're very, very lucky, this could take you almost to the final circles, meaning that you don't have to move around a lot. And especially in solo match, well, in all PUBG matches, moving around in the open is very, very dangerous because everybody's such a good shot these days. So we come in, blue's coming in. Very dangerous this, because anybody could be around here. So just try and get inside as quickly as you can. We've got red zone coming in as well. Here comes the blue. Right, the circle's popped, and if you look in the bottom right corner, you can see we're still in. So that's good. So we've got a minute and 40 seconds we can hang around here, and we're going to be safe. We're on the edge of the circle. We didn't see anybody as we were driving down the hill, so maybe nobody's coming in with us. But if we keep an ear out. Now the other thing is that I didn't. I'm not wearing headphones as well. I'm just using my speakers on my PC. So here we go. Blue coming in. Right, blue's coming in. Let's see where it pops to next. So it's gone a long way. So I'll look at the map in a second. Some gunfight going on. You know, again, at this point, I'm not thinking I'm going to get a win or anything like that. Right, there we go. So, am I going to zoom in? No, we're just going to put in. So as you can see, I'm quite a long way from the circle. Also, there's not much in the circle. There's no real cover. And these areas are probably going to get filled with players very, very quickly. You know, players who are here and here and here are going to be making their way into these and fighting. So what I'm thinking is, well, okay, so what's going to be the quietest area of the circle? And it's probably going to be around the northeast, probably. Remember, the flight path was here, so players would have been coming this way. However, there's not much here in terms of loot. So if you came down here, chances are you'd have had to move on quite quickly, and so you'd probably been over here or over here. So I'm kind of thinking at the moment, when we move, we're going to go late, we're going to take the vehicle. We're not going to try and run all this way. That would just be suicide, because there's going to be other people here and we're all going to be running at the same time. We're going to get into a gunfight, we're going to kill each other, we're going to get caught by the blue. I'm thinking about this area here. So here we go. So there's still a minute and 20 to go. So now I'm thinking, right, where I'm going to go. So sometimes I think I do put a marker down, so that gives me a visual representation as I'm driving. So 15 seconds to go. Let's take a painkiller. Let's take an energy drink. Let's get a boost up. So if something happens, we've got faster auto healing. Maybe if we, if we take a bullet while we're driving, you know, we're going to be safe. So here comes the blue. We've got the jammer pack, so we're safe to be in the blue for a while. Let's go for a drive. Now, you've got to keep your options open when you're doing this, and it is a high-risk move, because everybody can hear you. Like here, I'm like, woo, I can't drive through there. Everybody can hear you. Everybody can see you, because you're this fast-moving object. Not that you're being stealthy at this point. So I'm looking at my marker, and I'm looking to really go beyond the marker and have a look around. Is this a safe place to stop? You know, is there cover, or am I going to get shot? Is there likely to be people behind cover? Now, what happens is I do take shots from someone coming out of the blue. Yeah, there we are. They're just to my right. You probably see them behind that tree. So I'm like, okay, so this isn't a safe place. So let's move around the edge of the circle. We've got 2 rocks here. Excellent. So let's just move in. 7 people left now. And let's think, right, so the blue's going to pop, so let's stop here. Let's get out and let's have a quick look round. Now, again, not ideal. Right, where's the guy who was shooting at me? Someone was over there. Can't see them. I'm very, very exposed, though. At this point, I'm thinking I'm just going to get shot at some point. Let's keep moving. You don't want someone to be able to get a headshot on you to kill you. I can hear gunfire. Someone down to my right. Nervous about someone coming over the top of that brow and taking me out. Remember, in third person, alright, somebody in front of me. Here we go. Okay. A headshot on a jumping person. Trust me, that was luck. We got a headshot as well, but luckily, because we were at full health and our helmet was at full health, it didn't kill us. So, quickly taking a boost. So we'll be back up to full health soon. 5 people left. Now the circle's a little bit away, so now I'm thinking, oh, what are we going to do? So I know I've got someone off to my left, or I did have, because they were coming in from the circle. I know I've got someone off to my right, because they were shooting at me. Put a marker down in the centre of the circle. Again, this is going to give me a visual representation, so I don't end up running the wrong way and ending up getting killed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lob some smokes. My original idea was to lob some smokes and then roll the car down and use the car as cover, but as it turns out, I can't actually get into the car. You'll see I hop up and I try and it won't let me in. I can't get in, so I've got to make a decision. Right, oh god, right, we're in the blue. And that noise is my backpack running out, so we're going to come down here. Still 5 alive. Now, as you can see, the superb cover that smoke gives you. Absolutely superb. And then it's like, okay, people look behind tree trunks. Can I see anybody? Can I see anybody? Still got to keep going. And if in doubt, I can't see where anybody is, hit the deck. And I'm right on the edge of the circle. So what I decide to do next, but I'm lucky this next circle's come in. There's only 3 left now. Next circle's come in, and I think, right, okay. You want to break up your silhouette when you're in this situation, because grass doesn't really render in at distance. So I'm looking at that bush thinking, oh, maybe if I crawl to that bush, that will break up my silhouette a little bit. It will get me away from the edge of the blue, which people are looking for. And then maybe I've got a chance. Now, at this point, though, because there's only 3 of us left, I am thinking, if the other 2 people kill themselves, well, kill each other, one kills the other, that will give away where they are. Now, I don't know where they are at this point. I see someone down in that direction in a minute, I think. I see them running around. So I'm just waiting here in my bush, hoping nobody can see my legs. I'm just waiting. So we've got 10 seconds before the circle comes in. I'm well within the circle. Again, just placing down another marker. If the worst comes to the worst... Right, so I see that chap now in the distance. So he's there, but I still don't know where the other one is, so I don't want to risk a shot yet. So it's just a case of looking around. Right, I can't see him. He's gone behind cover now. I think he's gone behind a bush as well. Yeah, he's in a bush. Good man. Blue's coming in. Right, they're firing at each other now. I wish I had headphones on so I could tell exactly where they are. Right, I see this guy. I think, shall I shoot? Don't. We're down to 2, so it's only me and him. He's obviously taken some fire. He hides behind a tree. I can see him. 2 shots, I think that is, with the SKS. And we get the chicken dinner. So there we go. Hopefully you found it useful. Hopefully it gives you some hints and tips. I'm not sure. There's probably a lot of experienced people going, my God, you're a bushwookie, Rob. How can you get away with that? But if you've enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And I'll see you again soon.